this is what we have on today's agenda. This is, well, they call it truck bed coating or bed liner. That normally goes in truck beds to protect the, well, it's literally a liner to protect everything from damage and stuff like that. But we're going to put it on the ramp to replace the coating that's come off of there. We got a replacement toggle switch. Yes, ours currently works, but it's rusted out, so it'd be easier to install a new one than try and get the other one apart to reinstall that one. And of course, the reverse light on the passenger side is out, so we're going to replace that as well. So let's get started. So I got the new switch installed. It was quite easy to replace the old wiring to adapt it to the new one. This one was screw style and that just wasn't working because this one had smaller holes and was not a screw style. So we replaced them and crimped on these blades, which fit perfectly. Went ahead and tested it. It works just fine. Only difference is this is a toggle switch, so it stays in position after you switch it. So we've got to be careful with that when we do it. As long as we keep it in the center, it will be fine. The next step is installing it, and we decided we're not going to put it in the taillight. We're actually going to put it directly below the taillight. We took and we measured the shaft on the switch, and it's 15-30 seconds. So we're going to drill a hole that size just below it, and then we'll figure out how to seal it up and tape it off and put everything back together. Oh yeah, just like that. So that marks our spot where we're going to drill the hole. Alright, now hopefully that'll fit right in there. So go ahead and give it a test fit, just like so. And that fits beautifully. That's off right there. Right fucking there. And that's how you properly treat a hole. And Jack was so kind to replace the reverse bulb for us. Good work there, Jack.
Yep.
I know that's the top end of your skill set right there.
It is, man. There's nothing more than that. And then
It works best to put this one in first, and then everything else tends to follow. Alright, well, we'll clean up and we'll move on to the next project. Probably another day. We were going to do the bed liner to the ramp, but it was raining just a moment ago, and that's not good for anything that you gotta... Technically, we're painting. Alright, so I got the current traction coating mat, whatever you want to call that crap, off of here. For the most part, there's still quite a bit of adhesive left on that, so I got to figure out a way to get that off before we spray anything on here. So that'll be step 2. Alright, so we got rained out the other day. We were working on this ramp and getting everything off of here because I just want the bed liner spray. All that traction material that was on here that was coming off, need to get the rest of that off. Sprayed on some of this light solvent. Got a little razor blade scraper, and I was doing a pretty good job of taking it off. And then we're going to move on to this wire brush, and so anything that I can't take off that's like around the rivets and stuff with the scraper, I can use that. So I'm just going to continue working at that and give you a little example of what I'm doing here. You can see that's coming up pretty good. So we almost had it set, but the rain came, couldn't continue. So I'm going to work on that for a little bit, and then we'll see where we get. Alright, so with a little bit of, okay, I can't say a little bit, a shit ton of light solvent, a shit ton of elbow grease, a wire rush on the end of a drill bit just to get around those rivets and those corners. I've got this mostly cleaned off. I might go over here and just scrub on it with a clean rag. I don't really have one right now. I destroyed the one that I had over here. But we're almost ready for a bed liner spray in here. The next step is I got to figure out how to wash off that solvent so it doesn't bubble up my bed liner spray. All in all, a good half hour's worth of work. We'll finish this up next time. All right, here we are back at it with Project Hay Wagon, named as such because of the license plate, which is hilarious. It's idling right now because after 2 weeks of sitting, the battery's discharged too much. Not sure why. That'll be an investigation for a later date. But as for now, the ramp has been stripped and it's ready for its first coat of bed liner. We're gonna go ahead and take care of that today. Possibly look at a few other things. So this is what we'll be using. It's just pretty much a generic truck bed coating. Picked it up from Walmart. So I'm gonna read over the directions and see exactly what we need to do. All right, so the directions say go ahead and sand it with 180 to 220 grit sandpaper. So I got a sanding disc here. Not looking for perfection, so this should do the trick. So that's as finished as it's gonna get for now. So we'll just leave that open for the time being and let it dry just enough, and then we'll get it shut in a little bit. All right, here we are back with Project Hay Wagon. We've gotten a little bit of progress done on this since we last looked at the project. We did diagnose we've got a bad window regulator on the passenger side, definitely getting power to that motor. We got the side skirt screwed back on to the side here, and this one propped up a little bit better, and then that piece of molding right there, we got that tacked back down so it's straight. Buffed the headlights. Oh, I'm so buff right now. And then the speaker replaced in the driver's side door. Very straightforward, so not even worth showing.